The Tennessee Titans are getting ready to take on the Cleveland Browns, and so we're going to talk about it right here on the OTP. I'm Amie Wells, joined by Rhett Bryan and our very own Coach Dave McGinnis. Did that a little different, you guys. I saw Rhett Bryan kind of perk up a little bit because I changed the routine.
Woohoo!
We're feeling different juju.
Let's go.
Now that we are here in December, we're going on the road. The Titans haven't been on the road in what feels like 5,000 days.
I didn't see Rhett perk up.
I saw Rhett perk up.
Well, it's 'cause
he kind of went,
It's because I was looking at you.
Well,
Okay, go ahead.
mean, thank you for listening, Mac. I appreciate you really being engaged and focused.
That's like Rhett and I say anytime we're recording something. Thank you both for listening.
Thank you both for listening.
That's true.
Shout out Mom and Dad.
Shout out Mom and Dad.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys for listening. You guys are headed to the frozen tundra of Cleveland. It's going to be rather chilly. Weather forecast, there was some debate in the office today whether it's going to be snow or rain. It feels like maybe it's going to be right on the cusp there. Am I wrong? Rhett, you know better than I.
I think it's going to end up being snow because it's, lake effect snow in December and that, right beside Lake Erie. If the moisture's right in the air and the temperature's right, the rest is history.
Are you guys prepared for that? I guess you're not out in it as much, but
I've been cold before.
That's true. You have been cold before.
I've been cold. I've been cold up there in the Mistake by the Lake several times in my coaching career. The old place, the water from Lake Erie that caught on fire, used to seep underneath and be coming up underneath the field. So it was really raw. Oh, yeah. It
back up into the locker room, too, right?
Yeah, the old place was a mess.
It's like a swamp.
It was a swamp.
Yeah.
The old place was a swamp, and it was raw. It just raw and cold. But I've been cold before. If it snows, really you want it to snow rather than rain.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Snow
and
would
I'll
be
answer
better.
your question with this. Yes, I'll be ready. Eagle Scout, class of 1987, Boy Scouts of America. Thank you very much, BSA.
So you will be ready.
Of course.
You didn't need all that, did you?
No, I did. I wanted it.
You
So
got it.
it's good.
Well, you got it.
I don't know if I needed
You
it, but I
realize
did want it.
NFL's 1%. Eagle Scouts are also the 1% of all people that get into Boy Scouts.
That's 100% true.
Red is very prepared
Yeah, he is very prepared.
at all times. So it is going to be chilly. This is an interesting game to talk about for a couple different reasons. A moment of reality, I suppose. Titans are 1-11. The Browns are 3-9. Both have been mathematically eliminated from postseason excitement. So I guess the question is, what are you trying to accomplish in the last quarter of a season? Mac, I'll start with you. Last quarter of a season, you're not going to the playoffs, but there are still a lot of tangible things that you can achieve in this part of the season.
These guys are week to week with their careers. That's what this is about. I mean, this is not the end of any of these guys on this team nor on the Browns' career, because if you're out of the playoff hunt, you're still in the job business hunt, and so that's paramount for players and for coaches. I mean, I've been on all kind of teams. I've been on teams that were 14-2. I've been on teams that were eliminated. I've been on teams that had won the division with 4 weeks to go. You're still playing week to week to week for your career in the National Football League, because if you don't look at it like that, then you're going to be on the outside looking in.
For this Tennessee Titans team, Rhett, what would a win mean for this team, even if it doesn't mean postseason play?
Well, I just think it's a shot in the arm, and what you have been trying to do for weeks at a time, and what the goal has been since you walked in the door months ago. And, I think it would be a way to reinvigorate yourselves for what is left of this 2025 season. And, Coach Mack has said it many times, and he would know. He has all the experience. He's coached many, many players. The fame and the fortune come with this job when you make it to this level, but winning is everything.
Winning is really the only reward in this whole thing, because if you get into the business the way things are set up now, I'm a great example. You're going to make money. You're going to make money if you got longevity. But the reward of this business is not the money. It's not the cars. It's not any of that. It's winning. So these guys have not been rewarded except one time this year for the work that they've put in.
When you look at the Browns and you look at the Titans, both have had some offensive struggles. Both have defenses that are playing pretty well. Does that make them a good matchup because there are some similarities between these two teams?
Well, I mean, as far as matchup, I mean, you still got offense against defense. I mean, that's what you've got. I mean, you know, I've done a lot of radio shows this week that people ask me, how about the matchup, the battle between Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders? Well, they're not playing each other. Mm-hmm. You know, they're playing the defenses, and so you don't. It's good. That is probably makes good copy to talk about, maybe, but the reality of it is it's the matchup, still personnel matchups. That's what you have to look at when we're going into it. Both of these groups on offense have got premier defensive players to deal with up front, and that's the big thing.
Well, so then let's talk about what Cam Ward's going to be going up against, and it's a Browns defense that is playing really well, and that kind of starts with Myles Garrett, right, Rhett?
It absolutely does. You're talking about a guy that has been a very high playing and performing player because he is an elite prospect since before the day he walked into the NFL. He just happens to be having a year where everything is cycling at its peak performance. I mean, you're talking about 19 quarterback sacks with 5 games left, and we know what that means for the record books, potentially being 3.5 sacks away from that NFL record for a single season. And he's just the guy that you have to account for in this. And that's why, if I'm halfway right, Mac, this game comes down to who can run the football better and the ball security surrounding all of those things, given the weather, given the youth of both teams, 2 rookie quarterbacks, all of these things.
Well, let me tell you where this really starts. It really starts with Jim Schwartz, because I worked here for years, the same defensive staff with Jim Schwartz when we had really good defenses. And going behind the curtain a little bit, he's one of the better, first of all, game planners that I've ever been around as a defensive coordinator. I thought I was good. He's really good. And he's really good at that, and he's really good at finding matchups. And he's going to do the same thing with Myles Garrett that he did when we had Vanden Bosch here, when we had Albert Hainsworth here. His personnel matchup during the ball game that's where it starts, and that's where these offensive coaches are going to start deciding how Schwartz is going to deploy this 4-3 defense, because that's where it starts.
Jim Schwartz has been in the league for a long time. Does that give any keys or indicators to this Titans offensive staff as to what some of his tendencies or tricks and things are?
Well, he's got you're right. He's got a litany of calls that he's made, but the thing that working with him closely for years, game planning week to week to week, and then in-game adjustments. There's a lot of in-game adjustments that go on the headsets, and I was on the headset with Schwartzy for a lot of years. He's really good at it. He's really good. So you've got to be on top of your game offensively when you play one of his defenses.
For the Titans defensive staff, Denard Wilson and his team, they're going to be looking at a Browns offense that's a little bit of a mess. They've had 3 quarterbacks in one season, which is tough. And they're trying to find their footing with Shedeur Sanders under center right now. Rhett, what do you kind of see from that offense and what the Titans are going to be up against?
So the thing that the Browns do more than anybody in the league and more than anybody probably in recent history is run 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. And that's evidenced by just the difference in the numbers year over year from their leading receiver last year with Jerry Jeudy, who had 90 catches for over 1,200 yards. He just has 35 catches for 421 yards through 12 games. The 2 other leading receivers in this, the one is a rookie, the rookie tight end from Bowling Green, Harold Fannin Jr., who has 51 for 505 and 3 scores, and then the veteran who was drafted by the Browns, David Njoku, who has 383 and another 3 scores. And 32 for 292 and another 3 scores. And that is what they'll operate out of this. And then the run game works off of that, and it's led by a couple of rookies. Dylan Sampson from Tennessee is the guy that's starting to get a carry or two, but Quinshon Judkins from Ohio State is the bell cow in this with 758 yards and 7 on the ground.
Well, 12 personnel makes a lot of sense, too, especially because, first of all, those 2 tight ends are better than their third and fourth receivers. There's no doubt. There's no doubt they're better. The other thing is, with a rookie quarterback, tight ends are a friendly target because they're closer to him. They're closer to him, and off of the run game, which they want to run the football. They want to run the football. I mean, that's all part of their MO right now, especially with, as you say, the third quarterback that has started to play for them. So it all fits right together.
When you have multiple quarterbacks in a season, it's challenging. But is the biggest challenge getting some sort of a rhythm or a routine, or even just establishing kind of this is what we do, an identity?
Well, it's finding out what the quarterback can do best. That's it. Because, I mean, Flacco is completely different, than the other 2 rookie quarterbacks that have followed him. I mean, it's just different. And so that's the challenge week to week, especially when you're in the guts of the season, is you're trying to find out in a 4 or 5 day span what this quarterback can do best rather than what he's done all season. That's the challenge.
The Titans have a lot of rookies playing in this game. They've had a lot of rookies starting all year. The Browns will have a lot of rookie players and young players playing in this game. Does that impact the way that you prepare, knowing that there's going to be a lot of youth on the field between these 2 teams?
Well, you always prepare matchups. The NFL is a matchup league. It's a matchup between coordinators, and it's a matchup between personnel on the field. So I guess the broad scope answer to your question is yes, because you're preparing against who you are going to be going against. So yes, that makes a difference.
Well, that is such a great segue, Mac, because it is time for the Little Caesars Real Deal matchup of the game with our very own Keith Bullock.
Here's the deal. The matchup I'm looking forward to see is Tennessee Titans offensive line against the best defensive player in the NFL right now in Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is going into this game with 19 sacks. The sack record is 22 and a half. Myles Garrett's like Barry Bonds. You pitch to him, he's going to hit a couple home runs. I just would love to see the Titans O-line stand up to Myles Garrett and prevent him from breaking this sack record this Sunday.
Titans fans, SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of Tighten Up and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Titans games or to any live event in Nashville, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Tennessee Titans.
Home is at the forefront of all we do. It's why we're so committed to caring for the places and spaces in which we work and live. Ashley, the official furniture provider of the Tennessee Titans. Genesis is the first and only official jeweler of the Titans, having earned that title since 2006. Titans players, coaches, and fans trust Genesis for the absolute best in selection, quality, customer service, and of course, value. For diamonds, engagement rings, designer fashion jewelry, and the largest selection of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in Tennessee, Genesis is the hands-down winner. Genesis Diamonds in Green Hills and Cool Springs, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Titans fans, get your 15% off of Little Caesars orders of $15 or more at participating stores using code Titans15 at checkout. That, of course, excludes taxes and other fees. Pizza. We have some more stuff coming up for the OT people, but before we get to that, it's time for a cookie break.
Open up the cookies.
You guys want cookies?
Yes, indeed.
It's my favorites. Oatmeal raisins, guys.
That's legit.
Christy
Let's have
Cookie
it.
comes through in the clutch.
Every time.
Eating the oatmeal raisin cookies. They're my favorite ones. They have little bits of toffee in them. That's what makes them so good. This is just a generic cookie tin we're working with today. We've had the Thanksgiving ones. We've had the Christmas ones. I like them all. You want them The holiday season is here. It is upon us. And there is no better gift than Christie cookies, a tin of cookies. You can get all kinds of different flavors. You can even get brownies, which we've also had on this show.
The brownies were really good.
The brownies are very legit. So,
well, let me ask you something. Just
yeah.
put you on the spot here on this
Please.
little segment.
Yeah.
Is this what you're getting right now for Christmas? Is it 10 of these cookies?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, good, thanks.
I was
All
going
right.
to tell you
Okay, well.
in my next sentence that I will be heading to ChristieCookies.com and I will be clicking on corporate gifts and I will be getting that for you, my corporate friends.
See, that makes me so happy.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So.
And even if you weren't, you had to because I said it on the air.
Yep. Merry Christmas. You're all getting cookies. No, but really do that. ChristieCookies.com. Nothing says happy holidays like a box full of cookies. So there you go. Taylor Zarzour had the opportunity to sit down with Chim Dike, who is having a remarkable season, not only for a rookie, but for a human. He is just playing great football.
For human.
Yeah, and it feels like he's improving week over week, not only as a special teams player, but as a receiver as well.
Yeah, well, the thing about it, when I talk about him, because I'm asking about him a lot with all the other various shows that I do, you've got to give credit to the entire special teams unit because returning is a different. First of all of these guys that are blocking for him, they've never done this in college, never ever. And so what Bones Fossil, has and Renee Stewart have put together week to week are some really, really good schematic returns. Now, for that to work, you have to have those guys that are doing all of the dirty work. It's hard to do it. It's hard to face up with somebody in space. It's hard not to hold. It's hard not to hit somebody in the back. All of those things have to go together. I mean, I watch practice and watch him scheme this stuff up every day. But Chim, for his part of it, has got a great feel for open space returning. He's got a feel. He knows when to hit the gap. And he's also blessed with really, really good speed. And he's had enough success early that now every time he goes out there, the players have confidence that if they get their job done, I mean, he's still leading the league, isn't he, in all-purpose yardage?
Absolutely, and has been for weeks.
Yep.
And so to me, for this football team, that is a bright spot for this football team. It really is.
Absolutely. So Titans Radio's bright spot, Taylor Zarzour, sat down with special teams bright spot, Chim Dike. Here's that conversation. We're excited to share it with you, the OT people.
Taylor Zarzour with Chimry Dike, the leader in all-purpose yards in the National Football League for your Tennessee Titans. Chim, we're going to get to how great your success has been this year in just a moment. But first, let's go back to the beginning. Where are you from?
From Waukesha, Wisconsin, a small town right outside Milwaukee.
Waukesha.
Yeah, Waukesha, Wisconsin.
You said it very quickly.
Yeah, I speak fast, so it's tough with Waukesha.
Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Yep.
And were you always just a football player, or were there other sports that you loved?
Oh, no, me and my friends did it all. We played basketball, football, baseball, ran track, pretty much whatever season it was, we were doing that and loving it.
When did you realize, man, football is my dream?
It was really I would go season to season. I thought I was going to NBA in the winter, then the summer I thought I was going to be in the MLB. Fall came around, I thought I was going to be in the NFL. So it kind of bounced back and forth. I think once I kind of was going into my sophomore year in high school, I kind of had an idea that football would probably be the one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's all she wrote from there. Now, you just named a lot of sports. I didn't hear hockey in there anywhere.
No, I can't skate very well. So I actually have a funny story about that. I asked my mom if I could play hockey because my neighbor played. So we'd play in the driveway when I was probably 7 or 8. And she told me no. So she said, "You're playing basketball. I don't want to get up that early." And, that's all she wrote.
It is hockey country, though.
It is, yeah.
Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Yeah, we play hockey. Not as big as in Minnesota, but it's still a big time sport.
So, but you are connected to a young lady named Lexi Agia
Yep.
that is a professional hockey player for the Seattle Torrent.
Yep.
How did that happen?
So we actually just connected and met in Jacksonville. I'm really fortunate for her. She's obviously an amazing athlete, but her work ethic and her ability to want to get better and her competitiveness and her understanding of me and I guess my job aspect of it, my ambitions and stuff like that is so good. And she's just won their game last night. Captain America Hillary Knight put it away for them. So I was really happy for her and them.
Has Chim become more of a hockey fan, or has Lexi become more of a football fan?
I got to give it to her. She's been pretty committed, but I think, after the season, I'll have my turn to be a bigger hockey fan than she was a football fan. So I'm going to really try to bring it when that time comes.
And when that time comes, she's been spending a lot of time in Nashville when she's not playing hockey. Are you going to spend a lot of time in Seattle? Yeah,
I'm going to visit right after season, so I'm looking forward to catching some of their games. They had 16,000 at their first game.
Wow.
Seattle's a really amazing city for that, and their league is really growing, so I'm excited to be able to watch her and kind of be her cheerleader.
All right, back to Wisconsin for a second. Have you always been a Badger? Like, whole life, were you a Badger fan?
Oh, yeah. My mom and dad both went there. So my sister was born in Madison. My middle sister was born in Waukesha, as well as I was. And then, so whenever it was growing up, it was Jared Aberderis, Nick Toon, all those guys, J.J. Watt. I idolized those guys. And, I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity to go to play at and graduate from that university.
I know you're so proud of that. It's such a different day and time now, Chim, with all these college players that are switching schools. What was the experience like for you going with your own quarterback, by the way, Graham Mertz, who was at Wisconsin, who went on to Florida? What was that experience like, leaving Wisconsin and finishing your career at the University of Florida?
Yeah, it's tough. Wisconsin, obviously, like I said, meant a lot to me. It still does. So that was a tough decision. But at the same time, I had 1 year left. I want to get myself in the best situation possible, and Florida was kind of perfect. I had my quarterback, obviously, connection, but just meeting Coach Napier, being on Florida's campus, seeing what I had to offer, and also just having the ability to play in the SEC. I knew that if I was able to go out there and compete and play one of the SEC, that there was nothing nobody could say about it.
Okay, so when you're at Wisconsin and you're thinking about playing professional football, and then you go to Florida and you have that great year for the Gators, what were your expectations of being a professional football player like? Did you think, I'm going to be a first or second round draft pick? Like, what was in your head about the next level?
Yeah, I kind of knew my draft stock was, day 3 going into it. I had a really good pre-draft process. So I was thinking I might sneak up into the 3rd round. I ended up getting picked the first, pick of the 4th, but it was kind of up and down. Like I went to Hula Bowl, went to Senior Bowl, went to the Combine, but I was just so focused on trying to maximize it and show organizations what I could bring. And I'm so thankful the Tennessee Titans saw something in me and gave me an opportunity.
So as you're going through day 1, day 2, day 3, sleeping day after day 1 and day 2, and you become the 103rd pick in the NFL draft in the 4th round to the Tennessee Titans. Is that stressful? Did you sleep at all? Like, what was your head like during that process?
I probably started getting a little nervous about halfway through the 3rd round. I was like, oh gosh, it's gonna happen soon. But all my family and friends were there. It was kind of nice because the 3rd day I didn't have to be stressful at all. I got a call right before it went on the TV. I almost missed it because nobody was ready because the draft hadn't even started yet, or had just started. But it was nice. We were able to celebrate from 11 p.m. For the rest of the day with my family and friends.
That's awesome, man. I know it's such a special time. The guy we saw at Wisconsin, the guy we saw at Florida, and now the guy we see with the Titans. What level of football is Chim Dike playing now compared to what you were 2 years ago and a year ago?
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes, Coach Chris gave it to me when he offered me at Wisconsin. It's you haven't arrived and the best ones never do. So that's just a consistent and constant pursuit of greatness and getting better every single day. So, I want to be able to look back at this tape this time next year and, be kind of disgusted at the player I was because I'm that much better, and I'm improving and, so I think I've grown a lot since 2 years ago. I was able to grow a lot in my 3rd year in college, my 4th year in college. Florida was a really great experience for me because I was able to, get in the SEC, get in that environment, be out of my comfort zone as well, and grow a lot as a person and a player. And then just throughout the draft process, trying to get better, then getting here to Tennessee, just getting better every single day alongside my teammates.
I've talked to a number of people, Chim, in the last few months, whether it's a general manager, it's the person that is running the front office, it's the president of the team, it's the head coach of the team, it's your teammates. And basically, collectively, they have said, Chim does everything we ask him to do. My favorite quote, though, was the president of the team said, Chim he does everything we ask him to do. Actually, we don't have to ask him to do that. Where does that come from? That desire that you just expressed on being a better player and constantly getting better. Where does that come from? Have you always had that?
I mean, I think it's my parents. They instilled that. I mean, both of them really hardworking people in the medical field. My dad's from Nigeria, and he came to this country with nothing. And he built himself up to be a very successful person. And just that discipline and that approach, and seeing him get up to go to work every single day and sacrifice for me and my siblings and my mother. And he kind of instilled that in me. So I want to take advantage of every single day. I want to be the best version of myself. Not only as a player, but as a person, as a man. In my faith, just everything.
I'm not expecting you to know the answer to this, but I just wrote down this 266 yards. Do you know what that represents?
No.
That's the lead you have over Christian McCaffrey in all-purpose yards right now as we're sitting here. And I'm looking at some other guys that are in their top 10 in all-purpose yards right now in 2025. McCaffrey second, Bijan Robinson third, Jonathan Taylor is fourth, James Cook, Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achane, Jackson Smith, and Jigba are also on the list. You're ahead of all of them. When I say that, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are great players. They're just, for me, it means that, I have amazing teammates. I think, special teams-wise, Coach Bones and my teammates, just the strain that they have on all my returns is amazing. And then, offensively, just getting those coaches and players getting me prepared every single week to go out there and continue to grow in that role as well. So, I try to stay in the moment. All that stuff will come. And statistics, Coach Bones has a quote. He said, doesn't matter about statistics in the middle of the season, matters at the end. So, when that time comes, I'll look back at it and say it's pretty cool.
It also means you've had a ton of great returns, and I want you to listen. And you can watch to how it sounded on Titans radio. He breaks a tackle. He's got the edge. 20, 10, all right, 5. Jim. That is a Titans touchdown. All right. Midfield, 40, 30, 20, 10. That is a Titans touchdown. All right, so those are the two that have counted. But I have to tell you, Chim, I actually got maybe more excited on one that I think should have counted.
Yeah.
And a great kick return, and then one this past week. Let's listen. To the 40, to the 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, and is inside the 25 with 6 seconds to go in the half. He's at the 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. That is a Titans touchdown. Dike goes around the left side past the 35, 40, 50, 40, and he's tackled by the punter Cook. All right. Okay, so a couple things. First of all, what's your favorite call of the 5 you just listened to? Which one did you like the most?
I really like the Chargers one.
Okay.
I think it was because it was the first one that counted, and I heard it on Instagram. And when I heard it, I was like, "This is electric." I think the calls are just.
I stood up, by the way.
Yeah.
I had to
Go
stand.
Chim.
I had to. Yeah. Oh, you hear Coach Mack say, "Go Chim." Yeah, that was good. All right. Well, your favorite one is the Chargers one. I'm going to say my favorite one is the Rams one because it should have counted.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion.
That one was fun too. It was heartbreaking a little bit, I'll say. First touchdown, I thought I had it. The stadium was jumping, but I think it just showed our unit that it was possible, and made us work even harder.
Chim, you're also a starter on offense at wide receiver. What is your prep like for returning compared to your prep like for receiving?
I mean, I try to be detailed in both, but offensively, it's way more preparation. Just you got an entire install. You have to, break it down. You have to do red zone, third down, base down defense. You have to study personnel. The return stuff, I really just study the kicker and the punter, kind of get an idea for that. And our scheme, it's pretty simple because at the end of the day, I think that running the football is a natural gift. God either gives it to you or he doesn't. And, I just trust my instincts.
All right, we're going to finish up with some rapid-fire questions for Chim Dike.
All right.
You're on Sunday Night Football on NBC, and you have to introduce yourself, including the college. What are you going to say?
Florida Badger.
Florida Badger, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Russell Wilson says whole pack of Badgers for NC State and Wisconsin. Jalen Hurts says, I think he says roll Sooners for Alabama and Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like both those places, help form me in the player I am and had a big part in it. So
Chim Dike, Florida Badger. Okay, I like it. All right, Lexi and Chim are going to go to a sporting event that they've agreed on.
Okay.
Where are you going?
One that I really want to go to is a Predators game.
Okay.
Being in Nashville, I've been to some hockey games growing up, and they're really fun environments, so I'd have to pick that one right now.
You're a smart man, by the way. Let Lexi pick. Let's go to the sport that she plays.
Yep.
Well done. Okay. Iowa, Minnesota, Florida State, or Georgia. Which team does Chim Dike detest the most?
All of them.
Or is there one I didn't list there?
Nah, probably all of them. I mean, I really don't like Minnesota.
Okay. That's the one the most, okay?
Yeah, probably them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. You need help. Something's wrong. Which teammate, if you're picking one, are you calling for help?
Right now, probably Marcus Harris.
Okay.
I was roommates with him during OTA, so we shared a room and shared a living space for 3.5 months. You either get along with that person or never want to talk to them again, and luckily we got along, so I'll probably give him a call.
The rookie defensive back. I like it. Last question. Take all the time you need. I want you to finish this sentence. The Titans are turning this thing around because
we got a bunch of people who are hungry to do it. We're going to work tirelessly, to be able to bring our brand of winning football to Nashville. That's what all this whole rookie class was brought in to do. That's what, our front office, all this people in this building want us to do. And, we're going to continue to work until that gets done.
we need a lot of people that act just like you and take it as seriously as you do on the field. Chim, you have been a pleasure to watch. Keep it going, my man.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Hey, football fans, satisfy your halftime hunger with Snickers, and you could win sweet prizes this NFL season. Visit snickers.com/halftime to enter and view the official rules. Pick up Snickers at a Kroger near you.
When you bring Hellman's Creamy Buffalo Chicken Dip to the watch party, you can cheer too loud, or block the TV, or be a couch coach, and no one will eject you from the game. That's a Hail Mayo. Hellman's, the official mayo of the Tennessee Titans. Hey Titans fans, with a Kroger Boost membership, you'll score big with double fuel points, free delivery, and lots more. Go to Kroger.com/boost for details. Kroger, the official grocer of the Tennessee Titans. Tighten up.
Now back to the OTP.
Awesome. Great interview, great stuff from Taylor Zarzour with Chim Dike. Guys, is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up here? Anything? Browns?
Will you be thinking
Titans?
about us when we're out there in the cold, or will you really care?
Yeah, I mean, shout out Will
really
Bowling for doing the hard work standing on the sidelines.
You've done it for
Cleveland.
years.
I've done it for years.
Yep.
I've had some rather chilly experiences in my time.
No, I've seen you freeze to death.
Yeah.
I saw you freeze to death at Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I almost lost my toes, all 10 of them.
You did.
It was terrible.
You walked like a Disney witch for 2 weeks.
I did. It was really cold. But I have a really good video of you, Mac, in a blizzard. It's nice. Yeah, so I will be...
Snow globe Mac.
Yeah, so I will be thinking of you guys from my warm and toasty couch.
We have the fireplace going.
I sure will, yeah. Yeah, my kids really like to turn the fireplace on because it's like a button situation, so they really like the when the fireplace goes on.
You know, to be very clear, the weather, once you start playing in it or you start coaching in it, it doesn't bother you.
Yeah, as a sideline reporter, that is not the case.
No, well, see, that's why I'm asking.
The weather
because
still bothers
as
you.
a player and as a coach, it doesn't bother you. It really doesn't. I mean, I've been in a lot of cold games before on the sideline. It doesn't. You don't even notice it.
The only time I was so locked in being a sideline reporter that I totally didn't regard the elements at all because I was so focused was that 7-hour game that we did, that very first one in Miami that was
September
so
of 2018,
long,
yeah.
because it was storming, it was lightning. I didn't care, obviously.
Well, that was your first time.
Yeah. I'm weighed down with electronics. It's my first time.
Yeah.
And So yeah, I mean, I didn't notice that I was probably going to get electrocuted in
Yeah,
this
and I thought you
electrical
were
storm.
several times.
Yeah, didn't faze me at all. Other than that, I'm pretty keenly aware of what the weather is doing at all times. Like even in a great game. I mean, you guys are just really out there doing great, playing hard, but like it's still cold.
Well, I can tell you, as
Yeah.
a coach and as a player, once it gets started, you're rolling.
Yeah. Well, I hope that happens for you on Sunday. I hope you guys stay warm. Rhett will be prepared if you forget something, Mac.
Rhett is my Eagle Scout.
Yep. And I will be thinking of you guys fondly and sending my warmest wishes to you from my house.
Thank you, and thanks for the cookies in advance.
Yes.
Yep, you're welcome. So that was really lovely just then. For Coach Mac, for Rhett Bryan, I'm Amie Wells, thanking you for listening to this edition of the OTP.